Welcome everyone to the Speaking Part 8, Describing an Unusual Situation Analysis. Now I'm just here in the Speaking Part 8 section of the CELPIP library. And before we get started, I did want to mention that Speaking Part 8 focuses more on CLB 4 to 6. Now, what does that mean? Well, first, it means that this part is not so complicated or lower levels. We should understand what we need to do in this part more, okay? And also, we should try to answer this part as much as we can because it's not so difficult like part 1, 6, or 7. And for higher levels, well, it means the opposite. This part should be easier for you to understand, and you should be able to answer this part more easily. And it's also not so difficult for you to focus on like part 1, 6, and 7, okay? So, lower levels, we should try to practice part 8 more than other parts, okay? And also, I want to remind you that we have this great tips and strategies video. This tips and strategies video we can find in the part 8 playlist. And this video will give you some more tips and strategies that you can use to understand the question better, to answer the question more effectively, okay? So please watch that video. Okay, now for today we are going to do a sample from volume 7, The Parade. So let's get started. So then everyone, here we have part 8, preparation time 30 seconds, speaking time 1 minute. Okay. So it says you are at a festival downtown and you see an interesting parade. Your friend Gloria likes parades. Call Gloria, describe in detail what the parade looks like, and ask her if she would like to come and see it. So you can see the question is not so difficult. It's very direct, okay? And basically, we need to follow exactly what it says here. Now, I would like to say that this part is the only part that we should try to answer indirectly. Just going here to the guide. Well, first, about our tenses and our grammar, this part, we might use all grammar tenses. Could be past, could be present, could be future, but there's no real strong grammar language that we can use, okay? Because it's not an opinion question or advice question where we can use stronger language, but we will try to use some stronger language. But I wanted to say about organizing our response, this is the only question where we should answer directly because we have to try to imagine like we are calling someone, okay? So that's what we are going to do. We're going to try to role play like we're calling our friend Gloria. Then we're going to describe the picture, and of course, we're going to, in the end, make an invitation, okay? Let's switch over to my board here. All right, so we have the question. All right, so again, first we need to call our friend Gloria, so let's do that. Hello, Gloria, how's it going? I'm calling because I'd like to recommend the Christmas Day Parade happening downtown right now. Okay, so in this example, again, we're going directly, Okay, we're starting directly like we're calling our friend Gloria. And we say why we're calling. I'd like to recommend the Christmas Day Parade. Okay, we said Christmas Day Parade because right now, these days, it's a Christmas Day Parade. But you can also say the annual festival parade, or you can say any kind of festival from your country's parade. I'm not sure if parades are common in your country. Well, um, Thanksgiving just happened in the US, so at the annual Thanksgiving Day Parade. Okay? Whatever festival that you may be attending or parade that's common, you can say that one over here. Okay? Now, I would like to remind you that I'm using color coordination here, blue for sequence, okay, and structure that we can always use, very important for higher levels, and red for my main grammar point, grammar forms, and black will be anything else, okay? So, we called Gloria, now let's describe the parade. Okay, so let's see. First of all, as you may know, this parade is held annually around Christmas time. And this year, it has an Alice in Wonderland theme because the city would like to promote nature. Interesting. So, the parade is held annually. Okay, very good, is held, passive. This year, it has an Alice in Wonderland theme. So I saw here that it looks a little bit like Alice in Wonderland. Yeah. Well, I guess a lot. This is a part that I guess higher levels should know this. Okay. This is the part that makes it more complex for lower levels. But higher levels, this is the part where we can demonstrate our knowledge because you would have more of this information. Okay. Um, because the city would like to promote nature. So Alice in Wonderland has a lot to do with nature, okay, or being in the forest and lost. Also, it looks here like flowers, right? Flowers, roses. Now, if you didn't know Alice in Wonderland, of course, you can say it looks like a Disney parade or it looks like a tea party theme, okay? All right. So, we introduced it. Now let's get to being more descriptive. So we can see this huge float. So this is called a float. The floats are where participants in the parade, they ride on the float, which looks like Alice falling through the rabbit hole. Again, this is just your knowledge. If you know that, then you can say it. We don't have to say Alice falling through the rabbit hole, but we could. Because there are flowers everywhere, and a large, lifelike rose is pouring tea into the bunnies and jesters' cups. So I guess this looks like a bunny, this looks like a jester. Here we see the lifelike rose pouring. Okay? So we're being descriptive. Very good. What's next? Also, we can see a caterpillar and a spring cat next to the cupcake with a cherry on top. And of course, Alice and a man dressed up like a card waving to the crowd. Okay, so we are using lots of present and present continuous here because what is happening? Okay, that's where we're using these ones. Okay, waving to the crowd, dressed up. So we can see over here a caterpillar, and a jester cat or spring cat next to the cupcake with a cherry on top. Okay, we're being very descriptive. All right, this part is about being as descriptive as you can. Alice and the card dressed up. um, waving to the crowd, okay? So, of course, the more descriptive that you can be, the better. I feel like this is being descriptive, but remember that we need to speak everything in 1 minute. So, we should keep that in mind, okay? Also, in the background, we can see a peacock float coming. It's so colorful, and the marchers are dancing. So we can see in the background over here, well, I saw a marcher. I don't really see marchers. Maybe this is a marcher. Looks like a peacock coming. All right. And I guess this marcher here is dancing. Very interesting. Okay. So I think that I've said enough. I've said enough about this picture here and about the back. So let's get to the closing. Very important. We need to invite our friend Gloria or ask her if she would like to come. Very important that we need to finish the question. Very important. So let's finish. Anyway, what do you think? Do you want to come down here and check it out? I think you and the kids will love it. So you should jump on the bandwagon and get down here immediately. Well, I think this ending here is probably the strongest part. Several things. We connected very well, of course, but do you want to come down? Sometimes it's very hard for me to say want to or going to. I have to force myself, okay, everyone? Because it's so common instead of saying want to say wanna, especially informally. This is more informal. So that's good. We said instead of want to, wanna, okay? And check it out. Come check it out. Check it out. Come and see it. Good phrasal verb here. Phrasal verbs are always stronger to use. Come check it out. I think you and the kids will love it. Okay? So you should. This is a very strong down here. Here we have a strong expression. Jump on the bandwagon. And I think it matches this parade. Jump on the bandwagon. Jump on the bandwagon means join. Come along, join us. For example, we're going to the restaurant today. You should jump on the bandwagon and come with us. So join us. Come along. Okay? So very strong to use this expression. Jump on the bandwagon. Very strong. Okay, so everyone, you see here we've given a full answer. Very important for higher levels. We've introduced, we've described in detail. We can describe more, of course. This description here, it's just an example. And you can describe a lot more. The float is green, pink, purple, the rose is red. There's lots more you can say. The mouse is wearing a red cap and a purple bow tie. Lots of things we can say, everyone, but we need to control our speaking in particular because we need to conclude. We need to conclude here. We need to finish by inviting our friend. It's not describe everything, no. We did hear some good description. And actually, I think that the closing is the strongest. And I would recommend that. I would recommend trying to be as descriptive as you can, but keeping time in mind. And you will be able to see the time. But around 50 seconds, you should get to this ending and you should try to make the ending strong so you can ensure your higher level, particularly level 9s, okay? Now, of course, this is speaking, and our speech and our intonation is so important. Okay? Our flow. Let's remember, flow and intonation means slowly, clearly, continuously. This will ensure that we can demonstrate our speech and get high marks for it, okay? While I repeat this answer, keep in mind my flow and intonation. Let's focus on that, okay? Hello, Gloria. How's it going? I'm calling because I'd like to recommend the Christmas Day Parade happening downtown right now. First of all, as you may know, this parade is held annually around Christmas time, and this year it has an Alice in Wonderland theme because the city would like to promote nature. So, we can see this huge float which looks like Alice falling through the rabbit hole because there are flowers everywhere, and a large, lifelike rose is pouring tea into the bunnies and jesters' cups. Also, we can see a caterpillar and a spring cat next to a cupcake with a cherry on top. And of course, Alice and a man dressed up like a card waving to the crowd. Also, in the background, we can see a peacock float coming. It's so colorful and the marchers are dancing. Anyway, what do you think? Do you want to come down here and check it out? I think you and the kids will love it. So you should jump on the bandwagon and get down here immediately. Well, everyone, I used up my full minute. And as you can see, I was around 50 seconds towards the end. I feel like even this description here was a little bit longer than it needed to be. We can shorten it. We could probably not, we don't need to say that one. Okay, especially 7 to 8s. 7 to 8s, we might not be able to repeat all this. Okay, this is a good way for you to know how's your flow. A very good way to see how is your flow. Can you read all this with good clarity and flow like I did? If you can, that means your speech is very high. So, what does that mean? That means this is a good way for us to practice. Practice reading and repeating this in 1 minute. This will increase our flow and intonation, okay? As well, while you are rereading, let's focus on our structure, okay? And our language use. Very important for higher levels to demonstrate good sequencing. Anyway, what do you think? This is really great. And of course, let's remember our language. We've used some good language here, higher level language. Alice in Wonderland, Alice falling through the rabbit hole. Those ones are very particular to this question. But I think the one that really sticks out to me and makes me think a strong speaker, the expression jump on the bandwagon. And we can use jump on the bandwagon for so many other questions. So, everyone, you should jump on the bandwagon with expressions. Okay, there we go. So, everyone, let's practice reading and repeating this question. The more that you practice reading and repeating, the better it will be. So, for that, I will be leaving in the description box, everyone. I'm going to be leaving a sample answer for you, the sample answer for you to read it there. Okay, to read it and practice. Okay. Also, everyone, don't forget about our CELPIP library. Okay, CELPIP library has over 50 examples of reading, listening, writing, and speaking all parts for you to practice and prepare for your CELPIP exam. Okay, so also at the bottom of that link, there will be a link to purchase a library pass. And right now with discount code CELPIP79, you can get a 3-month And right now, with a discount code CELPIP79, you can get a 3-month subscription for $10.99. That's a great deal, everyone. I strongly recommend it. So everyone, don't forget, practice makes perfect.